Okay, let's see how this shuffles. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's fantastic. Oh, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting for. I sure hope I love these cards because if they read as well as they shuffle, this is going to make my day. It's going to make my day. Beautiful, beautiful. Greetings, everybody. I wanted to share a really fun gift that I received recently from one of my daughters. She wanted to get me a fun book for the summer, knowing that I have a book. I belong to a book club, and we're always looking for fun books, and we were particularly looking for something just fun for. We read all kind of books, but this summer we wanted some things that were kind of fun. So she was excited when she came across this book. It is The Raven Boys, which is book one of a trilogy called The Raven Cycle, written by Maggie Stiefvater. Apparently, it's a young adult genre, but it is described on the back by the LA Times as a dizzying paranormal romance tinged with murder and Welsh mythology. She thought that seemed right up my alley, so she was really interested in the book alone. And then she realized, look at this, there is a tarot deck. Maggie Stiefvater apparently has accompanying. It doesn't really go together, I don't think, but it is sort of a spin-off from the story. I don't know. I haven't read it. I'll let you know. But it is tied in. It is the same because this was the Raven Boys. Here we have the Raven's Prophecy. And how could we lose? She thought, how could we lose with this for a gift for me? So I'm really happy. I'm really excited to get into it and see what it's about. And I will let you know when I do. So I'm going to just put the book aside for right now, and I will report on that soon. But now I want to just look at this deck. I didn't know anything about the deck. I realize it's not new. It's older. It's, I think it was copyright. Yes, 2015 perhaps. So it has some years on it. But not to me. Everything's new. When we buy it and use it for the first time, it's new to us. So it doesn't matter when it was published. It's in a lovely box, and it comes with an accompanying book, which we love to see, because I always like to see what the author really has to say. So much better than those little white books. And then here's the deck. And the deck, it intrigued me from the very beginning, because when I looked at it, just turned it over and looked at some of the images. Very intriguing. And I want to say my first impression was it's somewhat of a pip deck. It's not your normal deck of illustrated minors that I am used to using. I do have some that are kind of like this, illustrated pips, I think they're called, because there's a little bit of an illustration that goes with it, but not like we see in a normal Rider-Waite-Smith version. So I was interested. I did a little bit of digging around on YouTube first, I have to say, to see what other people thought of the deck. And I have to tell you, the very first thing that people criticized about the deck right away was, oh, black and orange, black and orange, black and orange, black and orange, black and orange. It's so Halloween-y. Like, I thought that was kind of funny. Like, it was so Halloween-y. Like, I understand that some people do associate black and orange is sort of Halloween colors. I mean, I don't know where it comes from, actually. Pumpkins and witch hats, perhaps. But I don't want to judge a deck that way, because I can see, and I know from reading a little bit of research on the author here that she's an artist, and I think some of these illustrations are just beautiful. They're very, I don't know how they translate on camera. But they're intriguing. They're intriguing. They really draw me in. And I think the orange border on the cards really accent, and the black background so a lot of them have a dark background. It kind of draws you into the card, which is a little bit, that's fun. That's interesting. That's something that's we like to see in tarot cards. We like to be able to contemplate, get into the card and give it some thought. Anyway, I'm going to try it. I think you know me by now well enough to know that when I get a new deck, I always want to see how well it shuffles, because that's an important part of reading for me. If it's comfortable in my hand, I can be comfortable reading. And as you think you can see, pretty nicely done, pretty nicely shuffled. So, if a deck if it doesn't mean that I don't ever use a deck that's not that's hard to shuffle, because a lot of them are. But if I'm comfortable with the handling of the card, I'm more comfortable, I feel, with the read. So anyway, I thought, I want to give it a try. And particularly, now it's not because of the black and the orange, but I'm thinking, I'm always looking for decks for seasons, and I'm thinking, some of the illustrations in here particularly might be something that would be lovely for when we start to get into the darker part of the year. So thinking on to, perhaps at Mabon when it starts to get darker at Mabon, when we're really into that darkness, it might be a good choice. So I'm going to I thought, well, let's see how it reads first. I don't like to make decisions based on, if I don't use the deck. So I was looking in her book, and if she have any possible suggestions for some reads, and she did have one here in the beginning, which she calls a 10 card read, which I found a little bit intriguing, because she bases it off of here it is. It bases it off of a Celtic cross, because it has also 10 cards, and but she's doing it a little bit different. Usually, we see a Celtic cross, we see the focus of the reading and what is crossing that in the center, cards around it, and then we see the additional cards on the side. Here she's doubled up a lot of the cards so that they kind of read in pairs, and that's what I was kind of interested in. So that's what I want to do. I want to try to deal some out and just see. I'm not going to do a whole reading for you, but I just want to see how that might go. I have flipped over all my cards so that you can see, and I usually do deal them face up. No big reveals in my readings, so even though this is not a real reading, I like to show you the way I do it normally. But so this would be cards 1 crossed by 2, 3 and 4 together, 5 and 6 together, 7 and 8 together, and then 9 and 10. And we'll go back through that as I read. But the idea here is we're reading in pairs. We're kind of reading how the pairs play on each other. That's at least the way I'm interpreting her reading, and I'm very curious about that to see how it works. This is not so unusual in a Celtic cross. We usually see cards 1 and 2 read together. And here we have the subject of the situation of this reading dealing with the 7 of Swords, which usually is a card about deception, some kind of manipulation, or some kind of it could be a strategy card, but it's usually something, somebody trying to get away with something, or somebody fooled you, or something. Either the querent was the person doing the manipulation or the deception, or somebody else. Here we see it's the hand of the querent. Perhaps, if we read it that way, it looks like he's trying to get away with something, but I'm not sure. Because here we have the Ace of Swords, which is crossing it, which is complicating it a little bit. The Ace of Swords is trying to cut through the deception, to cut through the conflict, cut through that's the double-edged sword, to get to the light, to get to the heart of the matter. What is going on? So very much there's been some kind of conflict or something in a relationship, deception, and it doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be at work, it could be with a friend, it could be, anyway, it's words and having to do with words and thoughts, and the idea is that the querent is thinking, there's been deception involved here, and I want to get to the heart of the matter. I want to see who it was, or what it was, or what caused it, etc. Okay, so that's the subject here. Now we want to go through the series of pairs, and down the center we have 3 different pair groupings that we are meant to read together. And the first ones, which would be cards 3 and 4, the third card 3 stands for the unconscious realm of the reading, something that maybe the querent is not aware of. And then card 4, it's the conscious realm. It's something that the realm, the querent is aware of. I'm stuttering for some reason. Let's look at what the querent is aware of right now to make it easier. The 7 of coins is about taking a look at the progress, being honest, looking, and maybe he's very much looking at whatever happened over here, looking and see, well, where am I now? He's taking stock of where he is, maybe how I got here. Should I go forward? Should I stay where I am? Should I go in a whole different direction? Okay, being very honest about that, being very honest about the situation. The 3 of Wands, something that maybe the querent is not thinking of or not consciously aware of right now, is the 3 of Wands is that desire, that passion within the querent that is saying, let's go, let's do, let's make, let's plan, let's get going, let's take it outside, let's go somewhere. Let's not stay here and rehash everything that's happened. Come on, let's go, let's go where we planned. So something might have happened that's kind of putting the brakes on it, but inside the querent's going, come on, can we go? And right now the querent's not thinking about that desire that they have in the first place that was driving whatever this was. To take it and to go out and make something of it. And so there's a little bit of a conflict there between those 2 cards. So I think that is pretty nice in this reading. That kind of is a really good aspect to look at, to consider in this reading. In the center here we have cards 5 and 6, card 5 being strength card and 6 being the 2 of swords, representing perception. This is the perception of the querent. This is what the querent is seeing. And the querent sees very much the strength card as being something that can help. Okay? And usually in typical decks, we think of the strength card as the inner strength. And yes, the querent has this inner strength, this quality of inner strength, yes, can withstand whatever's going on here. It's not going to be the end of the querent. We have to understand that. But in this deck, it is very much related to the idea of patience. Be patient. Okay, be patient. Be resilient. Yes, you're strong, but you can stay strong. It doesn't matter. You don't have to make that decision today. You don't have to make any decision today. Let's just see what happens. And here we have the 2 of swords, which that's exactly what will happen. And this is a card that will hinder this whole process. And what will hinder the process is if a decision is made that is made too soon. Because here we have a decision that is made and being held back from making the decision. Okay? And there's an urgency, the feeling of urgency to try to make the choice, but that would be hurtful at this point. It would be hurtful at this point to make a decision just because it seems like behind. It'd be reckless, because maybe it is not time to make the decision. That will hurt you going forward. It's okay that your hands are tied and you're just not going, you're not making any progress. Be patient. It's good to be patient. It would be bad to break those bonds and set yourself free and make a decision. Okay, I'm just going to cut to the chase and make a decision. No, this is working in your favor. This is working in the favor of the querent. We have down here in cards 7 and 8, my favorite of my class, the people that take my tarot classes, this is their favorite 3-card reading when we go through countless 3-card readings, is to show them the possibilities are pretty much endless. That don't do this but do this, or that do this and don't do this. They love that because it gets kind of complicated depending on what kind of cards come up in the reading, especially if normally a card that's very negative comes up into the do this, and when a card that is normally read in a negative way comes up as do this, right? And opposite, don't do the positive thing, do the negative thing. Well, that's not what it means at all, and we learn that in class. And by the way, if you're interested in classes, you can still sign up for session 2, no problem. Go to the website. I'll give you the link below. Or you could purchase the recorded version. But at any rate, this is a favorite question that we ask in tarot all the time. Don't do this, but do this. Okay, because this is going to help you. This is going to help you. And what here is going to help us is the Judgment card. Because the Judgment card is, yes, about going forward and going on to something new, perhaps, the next level, going on to the next level. But sometimes the next level can be to stay where you are. Sometimes it can be to completely change directions, yes. But sometimes it can be like, we're doing okay. Looking back at what got you where you are and deciding if it was worth it. Is it worth it where you are now? Is it worth it what you did to get here? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So that's really helpful to re-examine. So the idea that we're going to take our time and be a little patient, we're going to be a little bit patient and not worry, is actually helping in this reading. That's helping. And as a matter of fact, the Page of Swords, working off of this Judgment card, the Page of Swords in this deck is almost seen as a like an immature card. I mean, pages are immature, of course, but this is like the Page of Swords is really much wanting to know things, really wanting to know what's going on, and it relates back here to the idea here with the cards in the very beginning, the juxtaposition, the very center of what we're looking for here. The Page of Swords, I gotta know. I just gotta know what happened. I gotta know who did it. I gotta know who was wrong. I gotta know, what caused all this conflict in the first place. What are the effects of the conflict? What we should do about it. This deck kind of sees that as an immature viewpoint, and here it's saying that perhaps you don't need to know everything. Maybe it's possible to clear away the bad feelings. Just to get rid of it, to cut that out, and then just get to the heart of the matter. Like, get to your feelings. Cut away the thoughts and all these, the gossip and the talk that goes along with everything, and rehashing something men had to do. Get rid of it. Don't worry about what happened. What happened. Let's just go on from here. And make this decision here. Okay? This is going to help you. It will help you to just make a decision based on how you feel, based on, where your memories, your what you've learned, your past experiences. Where the Page of Swords is just all about rehashing, going over it again, ad nauseum. Don't need to do that. Just don't need to do that. Finally, ultimately, we have at the end two cards, and they stand separately as they do in the Rider-Waite-Smith Celtic Cross representation. We see first what we meet along the path. What is next on the horizon? And the next on the horizon here is very good. It's the Ten of Cups. That's a joyous card, right? That's very joyous. It's the next step, though. And it reminds us, we need to be reminded that, yes, we're good. This is going to be okay. We're getting over this little bump. And remember, here we're in a minor arcana here with the conflict anyway with the swords. It's just minor. It's minor little bumps along the way. And Ten of Cups is like, let's just stop and celebrate. We have a good foundation, or we have a good basis, or whatever it is. Maybe it's the company is good, the idea was good, the project was good, the family is good, the relationship was good. Whatever it is you're talking about that this occurred in, if we can cut through and just, let's just move on. Let's not worry about it, rehash it. Ten of Cups is positive. Ten of Cups is positive. Look at it. Enjoy it while you can, because it is not going to last forever. It says perfection is a moment, it's not a lifestyle. Okay? Make new memories, store up new memories of whatever is good now. Instead of worrying about old memories, let's now make some new memories. Concentrate on that and our joy, and get ready to move forward. And then the possible outcome we see is the Two of Cups, which is all about, if it were friends, if it was lovers, if it was business partners, whatever it is that was in conflict, whatever the relationship was going on, it's okay. Love who you are, though, but love who you are in this pairing. And be sure to stay strong and to do what you believe in, and not to worry so much about other people and what they're, if they're manipulating you, or if they're honest, or if they're doing the right thing by you. you be sure you're doing the right thing, that you're doing the right thing. Okay. And be content. This is something that's coming for the near future. So it's pretty good. It's a reading that would be nice if it was a real reading. We're going from a conflict, to ultimate. It's going to work its way out. But the other thing is, what we're really looking at is how well could we read this kind of a 10-card reading with using these pairings. And I think my verdict is it's pretty good. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm going to try it again a couple more times. Before we get to Mabon in the Dark of the Year, where I decide if this is maybe a deck that I want to choose to be one of my decks for those months that in the darkness. In the meantime, this was really fun, and I will definitely get back to you after I read the book and see where we stand on the book. So that was fun, and I want to thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for help. If you have personal some personal experiences with this deck, I'd love to hear about it. Also, I want to tell you, also, if you enjoyed the video at all, or enjoyed watching my other videos, please try to remember to subscribe if you have not, and to receive notifications, push on the bell to get the notifications. It helps me a lot. It really does help me a lot, and I would appreciate it a lot. So, again, I'm Rebecca the Crone House. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you blessings.